Yes, Sam Darnold is. Hi, everybody. The band is together. Kenny's turquoise T-shirt matches our mood. It's just perfection. Kenny, it's very light. It's very vacation-like. Rico's back. David, what a journey. Listen, Rico, more about what you were telling me in the break later. I'm not done. I'm not done hearing that. Oh, my. Rico is filling me in on some news of the day. So, Rico, let me do this. So Friday, you're on vacation, and David and I, and then TJ joined us.
Yes, I saw the show sheet.
Well, I told you, get the F out of here and go enjoy your day. I saw the little Rico Beard tab in there. I'm like, MF, get out of here. So listen, we talked about a couple of things. We opened up, and we talked about the Anzalone comments. And I'm like, well, look, here's the deal. If you're going to give up 33 a week, it's not dumb and it's not BS. Like, no, that won't get it done. The defense has to get better. And we talked about, okay, well, what's the way forward? So David and I said it, and I go, we're going to have TJ validate these things. I said, I think the only way out is for Aaron Glenn to look at the fourth quarter against San Francisco, and at great personal risk. And what I mean by that is, if this doesn't work, people are going to want to launch him out of a cannon, and it might hurt him getting jobs, which is wrong. Because I've defended Aaron Glenn to the point of being a slappy, apparently. My point is, you drop your nuts. You're going to blitz, and we're going to blitz again. It's going to be a college student, 7 beers deep, playing Madden. Engage 8, blitz, blitz. Now, why? Well, you can't win a game of this magnitude with a ginger. Sam Darnold holds on to the football. You can't. I said that. I told you.
There's no scientific data on that. But you know what? After that performance, I got nothing to say.
But
I cannot defend it.
No, but it's also, Rico, it's about the people of this city. This is the other thing we talked about Friday. I said, you guys are going to play a major role in this game. You're going to cause at least 3 penalties. Check. Including ending their first drive. From like 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8. It ended them. But the moment was way too big for Darnold. But what I loved is this, and I want your take on this. Look, the offense didn't have a great night. The defense rose up, and I think this was the perfect huckleberry for them to get right, meaning, okay, we're going to just overwhelm Sam Darnold. And Darnold is going to hold the football. Rio, they blitzed at like a 70% clip, and they pressured at like a 55 or 60% clip. Aaron Glenn doing that. Do you know the amount of assistants that would play it safe, that wouldn't do what Aaron Glenn was doing, or would have a head coach who wouldn't empower them to do it? Mm-hmm. And it was almost like Aaron Glenn lovingly whispered in Kevin O'Connell's ear, I'm going to effing kill you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Have a great game out there, coach. And then he slapped him on the back like Harbaugh and Schwartz and wrecked him. And look, it's not Lions fans' problem that Sam Darnold couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, or that O'Connell apparently doesn't care about screen passes. The point is, there was going to come a moment the defense had to do something. They did something. Do I think this is going to be the result moving forward? No, because holding teams to 9 points? No, the best defense in football won't do that. But man, at least we know, all right, Aaron Glenn not only has that Sharpie in his pocket, but he was willing to do it in the biggest game of the millennium. I couldn't be happier because, Rico, the offense wasn't that good.
It wasn't.
Goff was a space cadet in the first half.
Right. He wasn't quite Texans, and maybe Sunday night games are just not for him.
Who, Goff?
Yeah. Because they were like, yeah, he's thrown 7 picks, at least on Sunday night games. I'm like, you know what? You're right. But, yeah, it reminded me a lot of the Titans game where they won, and they won big. Offense wasn't great, but it was the defense, and it was the special teams in that game. But the fact that they kept bringing blitz after blitz after blitz and just the pressure, and you saw Sam Darnold was hearing footsteps. He was seeing things that weren't there. He was rushing throws. He was overthrowing wide receivers. One of the times they were down in the end zone, and I think they ended up going for it and not getting it.
He missed Jefferson wide open.
It was Jefferson wide open, Mike. There was another time in another series.
Addison on the pick play.
It was a pick play, didn't get called, perfectly executed. He's standing there. He looked at him and said, no.
But I think that's Aaron Glenn heating him up a little bit. Yeah. Look, you and I both know he holds the football. We talked about it all last week.
And you know what? It solidified. Like, Sam Darnold lived up to a stereotype yesterday. And it was like, dude.
Soulless ginger.
No, not that. He was born that way. He has a soul. But.
Does he?
The fact that he held onto the ball and it's just like, guys, if you throw a screen, you're going to eat this team alive because they're bringing so much pressure. And even when you stepped aside from it, it was because Sam Darnold's game is escape the pocket, chuck it deep. He almost plays playground football. There is no quick throws because I'm thinking, wait, this is the same defense that Purdy carved up? How is this happening? And then I realized what you had often said. He's holding on to the ball way too long. You can't get down to the 5-yard line 4 times and come away with 6 points. That's why you lost. It's the field goals get you beat early in the game. The defense stepped up because I had kept saying, this defense, I said, if they can get 3 stops, whether it's turnover on downs, a turnover, or even if you force them to kick a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown, it's a win.
Did you find it interesting? It was almost like Dan Campbell was inside Kevin O'Connell's head with some of these decisions. Like, hey, I know the Lions are going to go for it.
He went for it early. Yeah. It was like, dude, that's not you. That's not your game.
It was wild.
That's what you need an assistant to be. Well, what are we doing? No, let's not play their game. Let's just take the 3 points. We're going to go for it. No, we're not.
So, no, look, obviously, this has nothing to do with entertainment value, okay? Game of the millennium, not so much. But the result, this now, to me, puts them back on the track. Like, I told you, if they had lost this game, they were not making a Super Bowl. Winning it now, this bye week, especially, you see towards the end, Zeitler grabbing his hamstring. Mm-hmm. He did not look happy.
No.
And I understand Bobby Mahogany and, Coyote Abodi or whatever his name is, fine.
Al-Quadine.
Bob Muhammad. I texted TJ that during the game. Also, TJ, what are you doing on your phone during the game? TJ just firing text back and forth.
I thought he was texting you.
He was.
Oh.
Because I was like.
The cameras caught it.
I'm like, Bob Muhammad. MF.
Al-Quadine.
But look. Here's my question, right, as we sit here today.
But hold on. They looked like they earned the number 1 seed, but they looked like the number 1 seed.
Yes, they looked like a team that was much, much better than the team they were fighting against for the 1 seed.
Because before that game, had they won, they were going to get it, but they really hadn't earned it as of late. Yesterday, they took it, and it was just like, yep, you are. And on top of that,
can you take Aaron Glenn's play sheet and just frame it?
No.
Could that be one of the banners next to like the old participation trophy banners they had? Aaron Glenn game plan, and we no. You know what I'm saying, David?
You need the photo of him with the arms folded and the legs spread out on the bench.
Yeah,
just like yup.
But I
you
just
couldn't stop me.
I think what I like is, again, a lot of times in sports, you think you know what a team has to do to win, but the team itself isn't willing because it's dangerous. Like if Aaron Glenn ran that game plan and they got 40 put on him, these phone lines would be full with people wanting to slander the guy. But you can't live that way. You can't coach that way. And I think Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn both know if we're going to survive this because we're out of bodies, this is how we have to play. Mm-hmm. And Amik Robertson played the best game I think he's capable of playing. Does it look better because Darnold couldn't hit the broadside of a barn? Of course it does. Right. If right away, if Darnold uncorks it to Addison, that's a touchdown. The point is your pressure plays a role. If you're going to play this way, do I think it will be foolproof? No. Do I think it will look this way every game? Absolutely not. But for this particular game, it was one of the most impressive game plans and executions against the soulless ginger that I think you'll ever see in the history of football. But I told you, Sam Darnold's Rudy Poo ass was not walking in here and beating you. Now, I admit it, I didn't pick him to blow them out, but I picked him to win the game, and I thought it'd be lower scoring. But hell, I didn't realize Sam Darnold was going to play blindfolded. He was like Sandra Bullock in that movie.
Well, it wasn't just that, man. It was like
Bird Box.
Wow.
That was Sam Darnold last night. Don't take off your blindfold, son. Whee!
And then it was just cascading because even when you got it to 7-6 and okay, just kick the ball off, the Lions will take a knee, you'll go into half, you're only down 1, you kick it out of bounds, boom, 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 and Jake Bates, another 3. Now you're down 10-6.
But you know what that reminded me of? Is that was like a Patriots thing. Like when the Patriots are winning all their Super Bowls, or the Chiefs, if you want to say it. Like that's what winning teams do. you're going to make a little mistake. All right, watch this. We'll grab 24 yards and we're going to take care of business. And we're just going to do the business. And it's like, that gives me faith that if the defense is not going to be helpless like they were the last 5 weeks, why can't this thing be back on track? And I feel like the bye week's going to help them. We got to get a report on Terry and Arnold beyond x-rays negative, and it's in God's hands. I'm going to need it in a doctor's hands, respectfully. And then we've got to see what the deal. Obviously, Zeitler, a lesser concern in that we've seen the backup guards play well, but they need a bye week, and they need some rest, and they get to kick back. And yes, do I believe there's a chance you play Minnesota again? Maybe. I think the Rams are going to beat them. I told you, the team who loses this game, I'm picking against them. Mm-hmm. I think the Rams are going to beat the Vikings.
If you're a Lions, I think
you don't want to see them a third time.
I think you actually want the Vikings to win because
play them again.
Because normally I would say you can't beat a team 3 times in a year. I think you can because it's mental.
How would Darnold come back to this building after last night?
2 weeks later?
No way.
No, he couldn't. They are mentally fried.
He dyed his hair, maybe.
They are but it's not just him. It's O'Connell. It's everybody. When it's the receivers, like, well, they're too rough with us, and they do this. Like, the Lions are so far in the Vikings' head that they stopped playing football. That's not the same Viking team that I saw win 14 games.
No, it's funny you say it too, Rico. You brought up the before halftime thing, and then the Lions drive out of the half, the 13 plays or whatever it was. Like it almost. Like I don't know, we sit here, you do 20 hours of radio a week or 25 hours a week, and they broke them or they did that. I'm pretty sure whether you were at the game or watching the game at home, like you felt the air come out of the Vikings balloon before half. They had the one shot of O'Connell where he's like, what are we doing here?
Right, because it's that person that goes from, gambling to betting or betting to gambling, where all of a sudden they just stop being responsible and they just start, just double it down, and you're just trying to chase your winnings. That's where Minnesota was. And by the time the Gibbs, I think, scored the second touchdown, that was ball game. And I think they knew that it was ball game. And then it was like, okay, now we got to start going for it. Now you took them out of their element. Oh, by the way, they forgot, we probably can run the ball with some success. Nah, let's not do that.
Listen, I mean, obviously I'm thrilled the Lions won the game, and I think it gives me the confidence I need to move forward going, okay, we got about a coin flip shot of doing this. That's what the 1 seed gets you. I still believe there's going to be a game. You'll play a real quarterback, and you will get shredded, and your O is going to have to carry you. Welcome to trying to win a Super Bowl. But Rico, you nailed it. I mean, the Vikings averaged almost 7 yards a carry. If you want to swap out the 50-yard run, they averaged 4.5 yards a carry. Yeah, no, there's some holes to be had here, but at least I know Aaron Glenn is willing to go to the mattresses, and he is willing to do what most defensive coordinators won't do. So I loved it.
I think
because I said it Friday. I don't care about being right. I just love that they were willing. I love that they were willing, and most people aren't.
What warmed my heart the most, Mike, was the text message. You said that Purdy was better than
that's
Darnold.
How little I think of soulless gingers. 248-539-9797.
And I was like,
Purdy over Darnold. Yes.
At that point, I was Aaron Glenn. I sat back on the couch like, yep, I'm good.
Done. 248-539-9797. We'll talk to the venerable Kenny Cott, David Hall, and get to you guys next as the Lions get the 1 seed. So mission accomplished. 1 down, 3 to go. 97-1. Hey.